this command. Hello everybody, my name is Del Slit, and we're going to be doing a reaction video to Flowstate. And this video is going to be called Dealing with Difficult People. Why is it called that? Pretty simple. It's probably the title. And the title usually incites what it actually is going to be about. So let's find out together, because I have no fucking clue.
Patience for you. It's just going to happen. And so I wanted to share a story of mine that is applicable to that. Maybe you'll get a chuckle out of it and how you deal with people like that. So I had a job in the past where, as any job goes, you have your first day and you're the new
Yep.
guy. And I remember, it was probably like a month into my job, and I quickly learned from my other coworkers about this one guy who everybody hates. Like he's good
Damn.
at his job, but nobody likes him. He's very hard to work with, and that kind of person, right? And there was
So, a literal hard ass who refuses to change anything about himself? Hmm.
one day where I was just doing a task that I had to do, and I had not yet learned about this guy's temperament, and I did something that apparently annoyed him. And he had copied me on an email with my boss being like your employee is doing an awful job, you need to deal with him right this moment. And I'm like, I don't even know who this guy is. Like I just got here, pretty much. I'm still learning how everything works, and I've got this guy here who is just putting me on the spot because he's just, that kind of person. And my initial reaction was like, what are you doing? What's wrong with you? But then I learned from my boss, who also hates this guy. He's like, yeah, that's just kind of how he is. People just kind of have to put up with him. And I was like, oh, okay, fair
Wait,
enough.
hold up. If the boss don't like you, and you don't, and no one else likes him, why the fuck are you here? The fuck? Eh, probably a situation where he has family who's higher up.
And then I learned over time to, tiptoe around this guy and, not make the same mistake and, always be careful, right? So there's a couple of directions to go with that. Well, for one, obviously, sometimes someone is just going to be annoying and you have to deal with it. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that you should just put up with things and be a doormat. There are
Oh,
certainly
most
times
definitely.
where you've got to stand up for yourself. But what I've come to realize with people like that is there is a lot of power, and you're going to save yourself a lot of headaches if you give them the benefit of the doubt. And if you don't know what that phrase means, it's basically when,
Mm,
okay, I'm going to assume that this person is having a bad day, or they've got some sort of
mm,
other reason that's not my fault why they're angry. I'm just going to give them the room to chill out, right? With that coworker of mine, like I don't know anything about the guy. Maybe he's had a really terrible life and he's always been this kind of bitter man. So maybe I just need to be a little bit more patient with him. Because I've found that whenever I'm dealing with someone and you can tell that they're just kind of being short with you, they're not really that friendly, it's typically going to do you well if you're just friendly with them, regardless of that, right? Like if I'm
fair.
hungry and I go into a place like Chipotle and it's super busy, it's dinner rush, and I can tell that the people working there are probably stressed out, it's not going to do me any favors if I'm like, make me my food right this instant.
That's how you find out that there is saliva within it. I worked at some interesting food establishments, and we would not make your food correctly. It would be rushed. We don't give a fuck if it's cold still. You're an asshole.
Being like all impatient and rude with them. Like just give them the benefit of the doubt and say, you know what, take your time, right? Or like another example is when I was at the gym, at least a year ago, and there was this one guy that came up to me, and like I had never met him before, but he was just kind of started talking to me. I don't know why. And I could have been like, dude, don't talk to me. I'm doing my workout right now. Like, leave me alone. But you know what? I'm just going to be patient with this guy and listen to him. I don't know why he's talking to me, but it will make you go much further in life, in my opinion, if you're just nice to people. You're not being so
Hmm.
difficult, right? Because you're going to run into difficult people no matter what. But if you are receptive to them, it's more likely that they're going to be receptive back to you. Like with my old coworker that I mentioned earlier, if he's gone through his entire life being that, stubborn and prickly and annoying, then it's more likely that he's run into other people who are just going to give him that same energy back. If you are smiling and friendly and patient with people, it's more likely, I think, that they're going to be the same with you. Like I'm about
Hmm.
to move, and I was on the phone the other day with one of the utility companies because I have to set up the utilities, and I've certainly had my fair share of working with people on the phone.
Manipulating people's dispositions rather than the situation. So the mindset is really good. Local. I think you know very much who I am as a person. I like this mindset. I love it when people have it, but I cannot maintain this after a certain point. Like I can walk into every place new and refreshed, but I'll be damned if I get pushed. I'm going to respond backwards. There's a level of me being petty, and then there's a level of me just going, fuck this. I am not accepting this. I would rather you walk away from me mid sentence and just say, go fuck yourself, instead of come to me with a actual thing here. We know. But I'm saying like a genuine psychological bias against it. True. True. There's knowing that you're wrong, and then there's thinking that you're right. I know I'm wrong, but still, meh.
Phone like that with customer service reps where they hate their job and they're, you know, not very friendly with me. But this woman was so nice, and because of that, I was nice back to her, and we had a very pleasant exchange. And I'm not trying to force this super elementary idea of like be nice to people because it's so obvious, but it's more just
Okay, at least they pointed out before I had to. Being nice to people is lovely, but you also have to very much understand where the line is drawn. Start every situation nice. If they don't respond back, mm, I didn't suffer through my psychology teacher for nothing, though. Local, local, local. I learned psychology. Most of the psychology that I actually paid attention to was how to manipulate people. But I very much learned psychology. I just don't want to use it because it feels like cheating in life.
like be mindful about how you are interacting with others because I have found that it's true where the energy that you give out is what you typically attract. I mean, it's
True.
pretty similar to when I started my Minecraft server and I had all of these people coming in and I was so pleasantly surprised by the amount of people who are nice and friendly and they're not, trying to start things and then I talk to them. I'm like, you guys are so nice. Like, I don't know why this I got so lucky with everyone, but they're like, well, I mean, when
You
you
haven't
make the
fucked
kind
us
of
over.
content that you do, you kind of attract these kinds of people. And I was like, well, okay, that's kind of true actually. So yeah,
Yeah.
just think about the kind of people that you're attracting and just maybe be mindful of how you interact with people because it might do you favors in the long run. All right, guys.
As I said in a last flow state reaction video, this one right here, the advice from a 21-year-old. I'll be watching this coming soon. But at the same time, this video came out before it, but it will be coming out much after it. Probably. Who knows? Doesn't matter really. But please, I need everyone here to like and subscribe to Flow State, check out their stuff. Go down in the description and watch it all. It's fucking lovely. Not even if you like have to pay attention to everything. I would love for y'all to just listen to them in the background because they have some very useful information to give. Please. Anyways, my name has been Del Zarslick, or Del for short. You can like this video, dislike it, doesn't really matter. Just comment on what I did wrong or right, or what your opinions are. As for subscription shit, I guess you can subscribe under the like two conditions, okay? Those conditions would be you think that I am worthy of your subscription and that well you just want to come back around and support. If those two things are true, subscribe. Otherwise, I don't need to waste your time, so please just go about your way. Maybe I can change your mind with the next video. But